believe you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the people who are going to be working at the facility itself. I mean, are they getting trained there in Morocco, or will they be trained here?
Good question. Good question.
First of all, if I may, and I'm sorry, the story behind the foundation of the reason why, if we can just push the pause button.
Oh yes, yes.
Honestly, it brought me to tears.
Yes.
I think it's so endearing, and I really believe strongly that there's a push for this, and if you can please share your stories.
So the whole project, the whole nonprofit was basically inspired by the personal tragedy, family tragedy that we suffered as a whole family in 1999, when my older brother, Mulayali, suffered a severe traumatic brain injury in a car accident.
And this was in Morocco.
He was in Morocco. Okay. He was 47 years old. Very successful guy. Executive in the second largest bank in the country. This is to say that he has good means, including good insurance. But soon after the accident, he went into a coma for several months. And we were confident that because they were able to save his life right after the accident, once he's out of the coma, they will know what to do with it. And we were stunned, really stunned, to find out that despite his insurance and his means, we just couldn't buy him anything in the country. And out of desperation, we sponsored him and we sent him to France, in Europe, because the insurance didn't want to bring him here to the U.S. Because they know, one, we have top quality care, but also it's expensive. And for him, because he's not a citizen, he's going to be just a visitor, the insurance will take full-blown hit for the expenses.
Understandable.
And they knew that, so they refused to bring him here. So we compromised and we sent him to Europe. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out to be good. In France, they have what you probably already know, socialized medicine.
Yes.
Plus, he wasn't citizens there, and
what was the timeline? I'm sorry, from the accident to the time that you sent him to France.
He was injured in late 1999, and then he was out of the coma at the end of March 2000, and then he went to France basically a month or a month and a half after that.
Okay.
And he stayed there for about 9 months.
So we're looking at 6 to 9 months of very low brain activity he was going through?
He was basically a completely handicapped person.
Okay.
Yeah. Very fragile human body with no conscious, can't speak, can't think. He actually couldn't see in the beginning.
And that's the condition you brought him
That's
here.
the condition we brought him here, yes. And initially I was in New Jersey. I was working for the medical school over there at the University of New Jersey. And that's where I used to be a colleague with Dr. Jonathan Phillips, a gentleman who is the co-founder of the charity.
Okay.
He is a renowned neurologist. If you remember Christopher Reeves when he was, he's the guy who put his hand first on Christopher Reeves.
Okay. Okay, Christopher Reeves.
So he was.
Miss him.
So if any doctor could do it, go ahead.
Exactly. So he was in a medical school, but he was also the head of a clinic, a very renowned clinic called Kessler Institute for Rehabilitation.
Okay.
That's where Christopher Reeve used to be treated. So we decided once the trip to Europe was complete failure, and the insurance shipped my late brother to Morocco. Again, like I said, he was facing basically certain slow death. So we decided to intervene, and we sponsored him on our own. We brought him here to the U.S. He spent a few months at Kessler. I wish I have the pictures with me. I can show you before and after.
I'm sure we can get those online.
I mean, it's an amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And then we had to come here because I took a job at the medical school at the University of Utah, Cottonwood Hospital and Tosh Clinic. If you heard about them.
I have.
One of the excellent clinics here in the West Coast. They took over. Basically, within 5 years, the guys who came here as a complete handicap, like I told you,
right.
47 years old and something, about 110 pounds.
Right.
Couldn't speak, couldn't think. couldn't help himself with anything. 5 years later, he was walking with a walker. He was talking. When he came out of the coma, his right side was completely numb because the hit on the brain was on the left side.
Sure.
All of that was rehabilitated. He recuperated like 65 or 70% of his activity on the right side. He could write, and he was a banker. We used to joke that soon he's going to back to work and then sign those big fat checks.
Sign those checks, yeah.
Something like that. And so it was just a miracle happening here. I couldn't believe what just adequate care can do to a completely messed up human body. So that's the story that inspired the whole thing. Unfortunately, in 2005, he had to go back to Morocco because the visa that we brought him here with was a tourist visa, and we were extending it with the help of the lawyers and the court. At some point in 2005, the court says that we overused the visa. He needs to go back and then apply for a new one and then come back and finish the job. And we trust him to the process, and we said, hey, it's been 5 years now. He missed his kids. He has 4 kids. He missed the family and everything. Let's ship him back and have him stay there for a few months and then bring him back.
Give him a vacation.
Unfortunately, when we tried to bring him back, he was stuck there. They wouldn't give him a visa, and 2 years later, because of the setback that he suffered, he passed away in 2007.
Oh, that's tragic.
Yeah. So that's how we came up with this project. A year after his passing, we started this project, and he knew about it. He was very excited about it.
Oh, good. He did know.
Yes, and I explained to him.
Amazing.
Explained to him because he was going to be a big part of it.
Right.
There was always the possibility that his bank wouldn't take him as a full-time employee because of what he went through and everything else. And he was basically very close to retirement age. So we were very excited to basically have him to be like the honorary chairman or leader of the whole thing. So he was very excited, and that's one of the things that make me determined to pursue this, because I know he was very excited about it.
Well, I think you're doing an honorable thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't know that he knew about it, and that fuels me a little bit more too.